Yeah, honestly, I'm joining from my phone, so I can't. So I'm following from Dubai, Bujuman actually.
Okay. Can you switch on your camera? Are you near a laptop?
No, I'm not. That's the thing. So this is my first time joining.
Okay.
And
It
where are you
helps
joining
if you
from?
are
I'm joining from
Dubai.
Dubai.
He's
And
joining
how do
from
you
Burj
know about
Khalifa.
Jen?
I got actually introduced by Anupama.
Okay, wonderful.
I feel and the first thing in the meeting is that you should keep your camera on so that we all know who you are.
Who you are. I think, Basim, you also met Gaurav, right?
Yes, I have. I had a talk with him. A chat. Honestly.
Yeah.
Hi, Basim.
Hello.
I think Gaurav, you must have met him during that property thing, that in-person meeting we had at uh, H.
H, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. You must have met him there.
Right, right. So what do you do, Basim? Just to refresh my memory.
So I do business development. I do business development for a company called Desert Whales. So we are
Which
into AR.
one?
I do business development for a company called Desert Whales.
SO?
Desert Whales.
Desert Wings. Ah, right. Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah. So your daughter also does digital marketing. So we also do digital
Correct.
marketing.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
it.
Uh-huh. Okay, Alifia's out. She's got to come back.
Ah,
We can start our introductions, I feel.
Well, Anupama will start the gratitude session.
I was just waiting for some more people to join in before we start. Our regulars have not come in as yet. Oh, somebody there.
Suresh ji is here. Harihar is here.
Where is our president disappeared?
She's doing experiments with her computer.
Let's give her just a 1 minute's time to join,
Yeah.
and let's take it from there. How's the weather in Mumbai, Harrier? Good. Okay.
Good.
It's present.
Anupama, you have to tell me when we need to connect one-on-one later on.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that. Oh yeah, she's back. Alifia, are you back?
Yes.
Greato. We're just waiting for you to get started with the gratitude corner.
I don't know why my camera is still not coming on for some reason. Maybe I can log in from my phone as well.
Yeah.
But you can start with,
Oh,
I'll start my camera.
geez.
Yeah.
A warm good morning to all of you in this room, and welcome to another exciting session of the Gen Weekly Meeting. This is the last meeting of the year, and each one of us is busy trying to review what we have done, what we have not done in the past 12 months, and what we can do and are able to do in 2026. On this note, let me all wish you all a very Merry Christmas. We just had Christmas 2 days back, and Dubai is all in a gung ho spirit of the Yuletide. So let's now start with the gratitude corner. For those who are newbies, every meeting of us starts with a gratitude corner. What we do here is we give you about 30 seconds to offer gratitude, appreciation to people, things, situations which might have impacted you in a positive manner in the last 1 week. Please note Those people who are on cam, those are the people who get called up. And those who are off cam might just have to miss the boat. So if you want to offer your gratitude, make sure you are on camera all the time during this session, or maybe the entire session actually. So let's begin with our first entrant of the day, Gaurav. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I am grateful for my friend Gautam Sen and his wife Alifia. Oh, Olivia, sorry, not Alifia. Olivia, who hosted us for a Christmas dinner 2 days back. And it was quite a spread. They had spent the entire day cooking some goodies, and all of us had a great time. Were about 15 of us. It was good times and a good time to make merry with friends and food. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Bharat, you go next.
My gratitude goes to Anupama without any doubt for bringing gratitude to our lives. Grateful to have survived 2025. Grateful to find one wonderful thought is no matter what, I'm going to stay happy. No goals, no targets, no guilts, no nothing. Just stay happy. Enjoy everything. And grateful for Gaurav for putting some passion and energy into trying to revitalize, rethink a purpose driven community. And I'm looking forward to 2026 with these inputs. Back to you, Anupamaji.
Thank you, Bharatji. But uh, I would expect you to say something more than just thanking Anupama every time. Now it's making me feel so conscious about it.
No, but it is heartfelt. I really look forward. I had an accountability partner for gratitude, and somehow I've stopped sharing my gratitude notes now because I feel gratitude has been a part of my every single second of my life. So it is still an important reminder that no matter what, I should not be casual about it and keep doing that because it really brings value.
Thank you very much for those words. From next step onwards, I'll make sure that I accept it very sportingly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. And keep
Thank you.
bringing not to me, to yourself too. Be
Thank you. Thank
grateful
you
for
very much.
yourself.
Okay. Next, Mr. Harihar.
So my is for Ms. Khan, Rukhaya Khan, for having giving me the space to actually help her to overcome her business challenges. So that's my first thing. And the second gratitude would be to the platform that gave me this opportunity to connect with such lovely friends and being there in my life. Thank you.
Mr. Suresh, you go next.
Yeah, thank you, Anupama. So my gratitude this week goes to a very unusual person, a rickshawala, who extended me credit for a few hours. So I was on my own way to a department store where he would neither use an UPI and I never had small notes. So, and we could not find change. And the only thing I could request him is come back to my house and collect the money. And he said, that's okay. You can give it to a small store that next to the rickshaw stand that he regularly stands. And I was really humbled by that. And my gratitude goes to this week to that gentleman who believed in me, who trusted me. It was a very small amount of 50 rupees, but I was really humbled by that event. And sometimes events like these actually touches our lives. Thank you very much.
Alifia.
Cool. Suresh, that's a very good one. And good to hear you all, guys. Welcome all to Jen. My gratitude this week, I think, is for two people. One was the BFF community that we attended last week. in person. And there was a lady called Namita who was helping us with realigning our goals for 2026 and rethinking what we did and what we could, and some reflections and stuff. And it was a good 25-minute session. So I think I'm very grateful to that piece that could bring together. And the second person I want to be grateful to is a friend who selflessly, out of nothing, ran another Tony Robbins RPM methodology of goal setting or some purpose driven action, massive action plan or something like that. So, and I'm like, we were just casually chatting. He's like, get on Zoom. And I'm like, okay. And then he goes through this entire massive action plan, which is purpose driven goal setting for next year. And it just gave me so much clarity. So I'm like, oh my God. And it's just like not even asking, not even intentionally looking, but this just falls in the lap. So I think best time of the year. And would be great if we have some time, we should do something today together as well. So that was my two grateful stuff for this week.
Thank you for sharing, Alifia. Wasim, are you there?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yes.
Still haven't
So
got track of the camera, to be honest. Really sorry for
no
that.
problems, because it's your first time. I'll let you offer your gratitude. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know how the system works for gratitude, but to be honest, I would be grateful. I'm very like how do I put it? My gratitude is offered to Anupama ma'am and Gaurav sir. To be honest, so like to invite me for this like networking session. To be honest, so that's about it, I guess. But I don't know how this works, but still, that's what I want to offer.
Thank you very much. You have already put in those word of gratitude for Gaurav and me. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. I hope I have covered everybody. Yep. Yeah. Okay, so I end this gratitude session with my offering. As Mr. Suresh said, that the smallest of the uh, actions make a huge impact. They move us uh, to such a situation where you want to offer gratitude to somebody you don't even know, a stranger. Yeah, and that's what I want to do this day to day in this festive season. I want to offer gratitude to all those people who invariably support each one of us in their own way and make our life worthwhile. This week I had an opportunity uh, to be supported by my office boy. In fact, it was a rainy day and things were getting a little out of place for me. And it's a simple act of putting newspapers onto the carpet to soak all that uh, wetness, the dampness, and make my life a little bit easier that day made a huge difference to what I did that day. So thanks to my office boy, thanks to the team who made kept the office running that day actually when the entire Dubai was on a standstill. So with this, let's end the gratitude corner and I hand over the baton to Gaurav for the introduction. Gaurav, take over the virtual podium.
Thank you, Anupama. Gratitude is a great attitude, and we have been practicing this. I remember I started knowing about art of living back in the mid 90s, and the thing that I knew about them was they make you practice gratitude as an attitude. So I'm reminded later I got to know they also do some pranayam exercises, and it's a whole culture that they are spawning. We have our last meeting of 2025. Looking back, we've had some accomplishments. Uh, we had over 20 speakers come and share their wisdom and their expertise with us. We grew our community in various platforms that we are available on. And we had some great conversations, both online and offline. We also celebrated our 5th anniversary, where we had Avi Bhojani, a prominent business person in Dubai, come and have a chat with us. And we had good fun and lots of learning about how Dubai has come around the way it has, and the contribution that some individuals have made to making things better, making things brighter. We at Gen have traversed this path for 64 months now, and we are grateful that we have been able to um, get the enthusiasm and the perspective that together each one achieves more. That incidentally is also the acronym for team. A lot of people in their presentations said team. Together, everyone achieves more. We have today being 27th, 4 days to go before we hit 2026. I'm sure when we were in this time in 2024, we had the butterflies in our stomach saying, Kya hoga 2025 mein, which is like what will happen in 2025? How will we navigate the new things that are coming up? We had a Trump presidency looming, and we wondered whether it'll be as bad as his first term. Well, he's lived up to his reputation and he's done stuff to shake things up. And a whole lot of countries across the world are grappling with how to handle this tariff snake that he's set amongst us. And people are adapting. China has upped the ante. India too has taken some measures. And we are looking at things in that perspective, saying anything can happen. We are in a VUCA world. How do we make the best of it? And as entrepreneurs, we know that we are pragmatic. We are saying, okay, whatever happens, we will sail through and we'll make things happen bigger, better, brighter. On that note, let me just share my screen one moment. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Great. So this is a slide about the gratitude corner. Right. So we are your gateway to global business. We offer you global reach, strategic partnerships, and business expansions beyond your current areas of geography. We started this, as I mentioned earlier, in September of 2020, and we've done this for 64 months straight because our purpose is to bring together global dreamers, doers, and thinkers. Sorry. And together we have accomplished things that may not have been otherwise possible. And we are of the view that we are shaping the future through the cooperation that we have set in motion. Our purpose is to connect entrepreneurs globally. Our vision is to have 10,000 people in 50 countries be part of the Gen network. And we are building this platform for global reach through networking and collaboration. And in 2026, we will have more in-person events as well to grow further. Our values, generosity, knowledge sharing, collaboration, accountability, and integrity. These words are self-explanatory, so I will not delve deeper on that. In 2025, we kind of took on themes for every month, and we did this quite successfully. In April 2025, we had three speakers who spoke on technology, software, and digital services. In June, we had healthcare, wellness, and medical services experts come and share their wisdom with us. We also participated in the fourth Business and Investors Summit. In July, education, training, and professional development. August, we had financial services, investments, and insurance. Hospitality, tourism, and entertainment was the theme in September. October, we had green technology and sustainability solutions. And in November, we had professional services, legal, accounting, and consulting. And December, we had an in-person meeting where we had e-commerce, retail, and consumer goods expert, Mustafa Ahmed, come and speak with us. And it was a great session that we were part of. So this is our team. We are led by Alifia. I am the other person on the team besides Sabri, Anupama, and Bharat. Sabri is head of marketing, Anupama is VP digital transformation, and Bharat is vice president global growth. And together we have come this far, and we are looking at the future with gusto and enthusiasm as we chart out our future endeavors and initiatives. So one of the things that we encourage people is to be part of our LinkedIn group. We have a LinkedIn page as well. So if you are not part of it, please scan and join our initiatives on LinkedIn. So this is how we will roll. Last time we had a good breakout room session. Everybody appreciated it, so we could do it again. Alifia will do that, and then we get into the business session. My suggestion is that let's see how we can take topics which are reflective and also prepare us for handling 2026 and beyond better. So Alifia would have some thoughts and ideas. Maybe it could be Tony Robbins' wisdom or whoever else. And Alifia is a guru herself, so Alifia will take charge. And we'll close this at 9:30. So that's us. And I hand you over to Alifia. Alifia, go for it.
Thank you, Gaurav, and welcome all again to Global Entrepreneur Network, to the very final finale meeting for this year. And we can do a quick googly on this one since the group is small. I want to ask Bharat. Bharat, are you available to do your unique style management of talking time and stuff like that? To do a brainstorming workshop right now? Where controlling and monitoring, that's his gift, okay?
Bharat has a timing device which can come on. So I can manage this so that Bharat is also pinned. Bharat, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
One sec.
Okay, brilliant. We've had throughout the year where Bharat's had Mandarin lessons and different kind of creative learning journeys that he's gone into, forever learning. Okay, brilliant. So just very quickly for the housekeeping, Global Entrepreneur Network, this is our main mission that we want to connect you to your connections, your people, your contacts, and make sure you can get one new contact, one new connection for your business every meeting, every week. There is a link in the chat where we all fill in our introduction. That's the, it's only new for Basim. Basim, it will be new for you. But for the first time, you fill in your introduction, you put in your the tiny URL link, okay? So just put in your information. For the rest, your information will already be there from the last times that you've attended the meeting. Just edit and go back and update your anything and just submit again. So you come back into today's list. Okay. So now we're at 2025 December. We're about 4 days away from 2024, 26, sorry. So, what are our priorities? Let's have a freewheeling open session. What are our priorities right now? And let's have Suresh or Shantanu or Basim speak or Harihar speak. What's our priorities like? What's on our
Okay,
mind right now?
Olivia, before we go into that, can we define a time? What time you want them to speak?
We will get there in a structured format. Right now, it's a free flowing. 2 seconds. Hold on, I will give you the instruction. I've called you to monitor, but give me a minute before we start off.
No problem.
So, what is on our mind right now? What's going on our brain? What are the top priorities right now in the next 4 days for us?
I feel to have a structured plan for the way ahead in the year 2026 with a definite plan that will bring us revenue consistently month after month. And we know that what will hit our account every month. So that's something that everyone would love to see in their
Amazing.
business world.
Okay. Suresh, you want to share? Or Shantanu? Good to come see you on
Yeah,
camera after a long time. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Suresh?
So, yeah, so for me, basically, I am working towards some new relationships in the real estate side and and working capital and loans and other things beyond the insurance side. So that is for me. So this has been the conversation going on in 25. So we are almost in the finalizing stages. So 2026, I am looking forward to increasing my bandwidth and what I will be working towards in the same domain, an extension of financial services, but with a different value added products coming into it. So it will be a new collaboration that I am engaging with, and that is where I am working closely on those things.
Fantastic. Great. Shantanu, you want to share anything?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Olivia. My priority this coming year is to just increase my export market by maybe 20% because right now I'm doing export to some of the African countries, but now um, my target is to add more countries, specifically from Africa only. But then that is what I'm right now planning for to increase my export.
Okay, great. So fantastic. So we all have something or the other going on in our life, right? And with whatever happened. So let's reflect back to 2025. And I will encourage everyone to try and see if you can use the chat as well. But reflections of 2025, top three achievements during 2025. So let's have some music for some time and just quietly reflect for, say, about 2 minutes, each of us. Let's identify top three achievements in this year. Okay, what are you most proud of? And it's great if you are open to share it in the chat. So put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's everyone, like, if everyone's okay, let's share what are the top three achievements. We want to really like closely know you each, all of us. And then we get into breakout rooms with a more meaningful discussion. I'm going to try and find some music. Great. We have Shiva Rang's awesome meditation AI. So the top three achievements for this year. Awesome. We can go deeper. You can have at least one for, say, maybe two for professional and one for personal. Have two for professional, one for personal, if you can.
You want to text or you want to talk?
You can type it in the chat.
Okay. I
Achievements,
thought you
top three achievements, one for one for personal, two for professional. Everyone's had time? Anyone needs a minute? Great. Okay, next let's have top three lowest moments this year. Top three lowest moments this year.
Bharat, you need to set the timer up again.
Minutes, yeah.
How much time do we have, Alifia?
2 minutes. 2 minutes. So we're all entrepreneurs, we're all business owners. So what is that one word for you as a CEO in 2025? What will be that one word that will describe yourself as a CEO? What's that one adjective or one word that says it all?
Can you repeat again, Olivia?
Um, your 2025 CEO in one word. Describe yourself. Like, what is that one word that describes yourself as a CEO in one word?
In 2025.
Yeah. Liberating. Does anyone want to speak? We can speak for like, say, 30 minutes to 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute. If anyone wants to speak, like what's coming to you with the tops, the lows, and what's that one word that looks at 2025 and summarizes everything for you? Does anyone want to share? We can have a 1 minute chat to share. So I'll tell you what happened with me in some sessions that I did last week. So when we're reflecting on our own, we're reflecting on our own. But when someone asks you a question and you start speaking, there is a new level of something that opens up for you by default. It's not because of, but just that you're just talking about it and you're explaining it to someone else. But in that structure, something just opens up for you, which is not something that you even thought about or intended. So I want to encourage, I think, Suresh, since you're nodding a lot, let's have you.
Okay, thank you. So if I were to put things in one word, I would just put one word as acceptance. There is nothing else that we can do to the highs and the lows of this world. Just accept it. Nothing beyond that. No matter who we are, we might be the biggest guy, the smallest guy, the medium guy. Acceptance is the only thing in life we can do. Okay, coming back to the highs, one of our biggest challenges of business, unlike all businesses, everybody wants bigger clients and bigger clients and bigger clients. In our business, the challenge is to underwrite the risk of smaller businesses because smaller businesses, data is unstructured and things very different. And this year we managed to put across 3 cases less than 100 crore. You would have heard me talking of 100 crore business and
Yeah.
above. So generally, this year we managed to underwrite 3 businesses between 50 to 100 crores. We've still not gone below 50 crores. So three businesses below 50 crores, 50 to 100 crores, we managed to underwrite. So that's been a shift, and very importantly, because India has got a lot of SME businesses which require the type of services that we are. Unfortunately, for a lot of other challenges, we've not been able. So that was one. The second was, as I spoke earlier about the new collaboration into funding and real estate. That's something that I have stretched myself. It took a lot of time, but I stretched myself to an area that I've never been to. And thirdly, is a subject of interest of mine, which you just spoke about questions. So I am almost on the verge of writing 1,000 questions. So only on one product, on my trade credit insurance itself, I have written 117 questions. And so it has taken a lot of time. I used to write articles on Medium, and then I realized conversations do not go anywhere till we have deep and serious, hard-hitting questions. And some of us are good at it, and some of us have to practice it. So I personally have managed to write around 1,000 questions, and in my consulting, I pose more questions and ask people to reflect than me giving the answers, because the world out there is willing to give you so many answers, good, bad, ugly. So that's these are three things on the higher side. The lower side, my mom's health has been fluctuating on and off, and I keep going up and down. So that has been one thing. And then obviously every business, once we are in the business, we already have messes, which a lot of people don't like to agree. But I want to, I, I have outgrown that part, that there is mess, and that is where I talk of acceptance. And in acceptance, we will, actually be able to move to the next level. Otherwise, we will not. And the third thing I see, and that is where again acceptance comes in. Life is random, whether we like it or not, at a personal level or a business level, economy level, government level, something or the other things will happen. So dealing with uncertainties has been low, and it takes a toll on how we keep looking at things. And again, as you said, on reflection, that is where it actually enables us to, open up to the next level. So I would have taken more time, but that's how I would want to sum up. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Paresh. It's great that you take this initiative. But I want to go now deeper down into scoring. So let's score. Okay, so we're gonna score on say 1 to 5, or 1 to 10 is also fine. So we can score on 1 to 10. A few things about our business. Okay, so let's everyone throw in a number when I say a question, right? So score your business in terms of business and revenue on 1 to 10, 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. Usually you do not score 5, because 5 means you've not taken a side. So you either take a 4 or you take a 6. Okay, so let's say your revenue and growth, like, are you all happy? Like, where do you score it on a 1 to 10? So let's have numbers in for the 2025. Welcome, Mani and Mudit. We're doing some reflections for this year. Fantastic. In our business, what are we scoring on 1 to 10? 10 being highest, 1 being lowest. Okay. On strategic focus in your business, did you strategically have a focus this year, or were you just action killing? Was there a strategic focus, or did the time just go firefighting most of the times? There was no strategic alignment for the whole year. There were probably goals that were set. There were 1 or 2, 3 things that you want to achieve this next year that you set up in 2024 December, as Gaurav mentioned. But was there strategic alignment this year? Okay, what about your team and culture? How would you rate that? Your team and culture. A true business is a business that works without you. So are you leveraging time? Are you working in your business or are you working on your business? Are you getting things done or are you just working on the grind? Okay, great, awesome. What about your personal energy and health? A CEO can only function till his own health and peace is there. So personal health, fitness, health, energy. And what about time leverage in terms of systems and automation? Do you all have systems and processes that is automatically doing something, or are you working on the old school? In other words, are you creating something one time and then it's working for you automatically, or are you spending time to create that same thing again and again and again? Okay, brilliant. So now we know where we are. Sometimes it's great to quantify, and especially people who've been on the 4 and 6, you could have been in a no state, in a no zone, right? So these are the riskiest numbers. So you're on the edge. So ideally you want to get to a 7, or you want to get to a, move up from that 6, which is a no zone. So going deeper, your brutal truths of 2025. Try and answer if there was a real bottleneck, why it is not a 10 for all of it. So what does it take to make it a 10 on all of these? Revenue, strategic focus, team, automation, personal energy, health. What does it take to become a 10? So for each of them, try to give an answer. For one, what was the real bottleneck? So I'm going to start music again, and we're going to take, Bharat, we can take 2 minutes for everyone to think. The real bottleneck. So one decision that you avoided, you think, or one thing that you were too involved in, which didn't necessarily have the same ROI, or you got too obsessed with something, which is okay. It could be even having an ROI. It could be a system but what was that one thing that you were very involved in this year? Let's take a minute. Great. Now we're going to slowly transition towards next year. I hope this was a kind of reflection. I don't know if anyone got some clarity in terms of just looking back, because sometimes it's important to just stop, pause, and just look back, because most times we're just churning the wheel so much that we're not even stopping to see where we're heading. So this till now, what we did was a reflection of 2025. If anyone wants to speak or share, what was that big reflection for 20? I'm going to slightly slowly transition to 2026. But if anyone wants to share, we can give a minute and then we go to the next action. Yeah, go ahead, Anubama.
The biggest learning for me in 2025 was when I set my targets for 2025 and 2024. In 2024, we had 3x our revenue. So 2025, I thought, okay, we're going to repeat the same magic. But then it didn't happen so. And now this year, when we are reviewing 2025, we are so very disappointed in ourselves. The entire team morale is down because we have not been able to achieve what we had set to do. We just achieved about 65%. So that was the biggest mistake and the biggest learning of 2025, that you really not always can do the magic of 3x and 10x every year. You have to be realistic. So that was one of the biggest learning from 2025, and this year we are being a little more cautious. And of course, I take the blame. I take the onus of creating this environment, because I didn't consider that not always we can create what we're used to. Some things have to be realistically planned. So that's from me.
Fantastic. Let's all give her a round of applause, I would say. If I want to like really, to even come and speak up on a public and be honest. And so the first step is obviously first noticing and awareness. And then the second step is owning up to it, because, that's one very big this thing, because sometimes we're just in denial. And that's where the problem starts, truly. So the next step I want to move you all towards is taking 2 minutes on the top three important goals that you want for 2026. Now we've had reflections of what worked, what didn't. We've understood the bottlenecks. We've understood where we got too involved, or what one decision that we did not take, or whatever. So we've understood our habits, our patterns. What is the three most important things we want to achieve next year? Start some music. We'll take 2 minutes on this. And we can use the chat. Let's announce it. It's very important to announce it. Top three goals. One big strategic priority, one way that you will measure that it's happening, and one thing that you will not do. So from your top three goals, what's the most important strategic priority? How are you going to measure it? That's great. Great. Well done, Anupama. Well done, Gaurav. So, Hariyar, what's the one thing you will stop doing? Sure, one word CEO for 2026. No, a one word to describe you as a CEO in 2026. Take time to think on this one. This is a very, very important thing. This should be on your laptop on the top somewhere in a corner, which will remind you every day that this is that one mandate you're going to drive and run 2026 with. This is a reminder force. Scientifically and psychologically, it says you cannot focus on more than 1 to 2 to 3 things at a time. And ideally, the best result will come when you're focusing on one big goal. If you just have one big goal, a human should not have more than one goal at a time. You can have 3 actions to achieve that goal. But your big mandate, the big domino, there's always only one single domino. That one thing that matters. So what's that one thing that truly matters, which will make you deserve that sleep every night to be in peace? So there's a book, there's a beautiful book, One Big Thing. Stop chasing 10 goals, 10 lists, 10 to-dos. What's that one big outcome, that one big result? And the best way of doing that is keep asking whys. So the minute you come with an answer, why is this important? And then you get another answer to answer that. You again ask, why is that important? If we all come to this one big thing that's important, let's do that why exercise. So everyone think of that one big thing. And then let's ask the first why and put the answers in the chat. This time we will send you the chat. Everyone will get the chat in the WhatsApp group today after this meeting. So this can be something that you keep forever.
Alifia, that might be overcommitment. The chat is not recordable.
Okay. Anupama gets
But
it.
I think the chat can be copied as a PDF file.
Yeah, we can do that as well. Yeah.
Let's see.
Anupama
Anupama can facilitate.
She normally sends it to Bharat, I think.
No,
I
it
don't
does
think so.
not work.
Okay.
But I'm not the host to the meeting.
No, we can make you host if you like,
Yeah,
but
Tell us
if
you're
you
a
can
host.
copy, that'll be great.
yeah, that can be done.
Alifia, are you through?
Hmm?
Is your exercise done?
So 2 big things out of this one. One is what's your characteristic, what's your main, what you're going to be known for, what's the 2026 CEO Suresh looking like, what's that one word that describes you for 2026? And then the most important is what's that one big thing, which is the most important thing. It could be one for personal, one for professional, but not normally more than one. Normally, best is when the personal and professional combine, because eventually a professional life is a CEO's life, which is a so the reason if you that can combine and then it can have 2 or 3 action points, to really do that. But that's the one big thing, which is the most important that matters. Yes, we are done. So you
Yeah,
can.
so I just wanted to add one thing, one question, as an extension to what Alifia said, actually. Now, to all fellow members, all these questions will be meaningless if we do not understand what we would do as networkers. So, the fact that we are here on Gen for networking will be meaningless because we will not come out and collaborate. So one question, Alifia, next time, whenever you add, my suggestion is one question. Your questions were great, reflective. But bottom line, one question, because we are on a shared platform like Gen with a purpose, the underlining thing has to be all these achievements is possible out of networking and collaborate. And there has to be one fundamental question, because many times what happens is people write and they only look at it from the perspective of their business. They don't look, because without collective consciousness, nothing is possible. And then is whether it is between the 6 people, what if somebody does $1 million deal, right? So this is one point I wanted to share, as an extension to your thing. And one more thing, if you allow me to share, is from my personal experience, I can share, because we are around 2026. Is without altering identity, none of these things will happen. And that's a fundamental, brutal truth, which I have learned over the years. And that is where, when you asked about the brutal truth, one of the things I wrote is our ability to take hard decisions. And altering our identity is one of the most difficult decision to make. We might make big decisions, great decisions in businesses to achieve this and that, but at a personal level, unless and until we are unable to take a hit, get that brutal question, that what is the new identity I will be, and which is in a way addresses your last question, actually addresses that. I just wanted to share, change your identity, everything will get altered.
I think these are such beautiful additions, Suresh, that you've added. And seriously, there's two books that have influenced me so much this year. One is One Big Thing, really. It's that one big thing that you just remove the clutter and you just come back to just one thing that matters. And then the second one, what Suresh said, reminded me of this book, which I just even bought a hard copy last week only, which is What Got You Here Won't Get You There. And truly, it's about the identity, because everything that we have done till now, if you keep doing, it's not helping. And one big thing about that is that you've got to keep going out of your comfort zone, and you've got to do something that you've never ever done before. It's a brand new knowledge and it's a brand new learning, and it's the guts to kind of go and do that. So let's put this all to everyone. What's that one difficult thing that you will do before 31st March 2026? What's that one big action, that one uncomfortable action that you will take? Preferably within January, but if not within the first quarter 2026. Let's all announce that in the chat. What's that one uncomfortable action? Something completely out of the box, something that you haven't done, but you know deep within it's the most imperative to really take you to the leap in whatever you're trying to achieve in your business. Maybe hire someone who's much more senior. Maybe replace the CEO. It could be something you truly know within yourself that these are your, and it's something that you really need to do. What's that one uncomfortable, difficult action taking you out of that comfort zone? Because if you keep doing the same thing that you've done for the last 5 years, it's not going to happen. Be more concrete, Shantanu. Let's challenge ourselves. Fantastic. Firing people don't align with. Absolutely.
Stop giving chances. Stop giving second chances.
Absolutely. Get the clutter out of your life. Put your foot down. But what's that one change you will do in yourself? What's that one big change in your personality which change your entire this thing what Suresh mentioned? What's that one thing that we will do?
For me, it is doing a global deal.
So what does that take? What will you change in yourself to get there?
So maybe have a one-to-one with you.
Of course, start with that.
On a lighter note, yeah. So so for me, I have been operating only out of India. I've been dealing with CEOs and CFOs in India. Yeah, cracking a global deal, no matter, and that is where I have been working on the new initiatives, trying to looking at, because funding is a global matter. Give and take. Whether you need fund or to give fund, both is a. And that is where I'm looking forward. So for me, it is doing a global deal is one thing. I have written down based on your questions. That was one of the things that I wrote down.
What about AI? I'm happy Sivaram said that, but what are we doing?
Yeah,
Are we going to do something different or no? Like, are you just going to keep doing the same Excel sheets and the same way of working, or in your own businesses for everyone. Is there
Yeah,
something out of the context that you're going to do?
yeah. See, during to 2025, as I mentioned earlier, I picked up the AI tools and techniques. And I learned with Massachusetts Institute of Technology, great learning for about 3 to 4 months, and then I tried to develop few products using the knowledge which I have and the subject expertise which I am having ready. So what I want to do is I want to push the products into the market in Q1 2026 and scale it up. So this is where I think Shantanu, Suresh Shantanu was talking about the international collaborations between India, UAE, and other geographies. Probably can help in to start off with say some sort of a funding and other things. We also mentioned earlier that I had few issues with personal aspects, but no issues. But there is a back that is gone behind 2025. I'm not very much worried. And as you pointed out, there are some cues from some of the books which you have read and focus on few things. Fortunately, I was able to discuss with Mr. Hariharan, who took the initiative to guide me in the based on the last meeting. It was quite a fruitful exercise, and I had a lot of unlearning happened, plus some more learning, which is going to be very much helpful for me. I started collaborating with a few professionals in the field, and then already developed and even released some philanthropical projects, which is, I think, very much in the market as well. Like, I'm not published it to anybody, but it's working. I checked with my friends and colleagues. So, some sort of a useful, long-lasting, and then high-end products, scalable. I want to release in Q1. This is my idea, which is basically fintech related, and then it will help the masses to say get better revenues from their investments. This is get better returns on their investments, whichever the geography may be, and whichever the
Fantastic.
class of
Thanks, Simran,
investment
for
may be.
sharing. And it's
Thank
brilliant. And it's just more about like being aware of where we are going, being conscious, not just working on the autopilot, taking a pause and knowing where, are you channeling that direction correctly. I would want to love to, I want to give everyone 30 seconds to 1 minute to kind of announce that one big thing that you want to do for 2026 and that, anything like that. But I want to give Klaus, do you want to um, do an exercise for us where we can bring that suggestion home? We have about 10 minutes to the final meeting.
I mean, I don't thank you for asking. I don't have a ready-made activity that would suggest to put into the group now, but there's one thing that I still like to say, and that is something that I believe to observe across the WhatsApp channels as much as here in the discussion. We all have our brain full with our ideas and our beliefs. And many of us attach our hearts to some of that. Please, when we are in business, it's beautiful to know why we are in business and what we want to do. But sorry, it's not making money. If you're in business to make money, you may become Mark Zuckerberg and most of the world will despise you. Or you may be building a business that's actually beautiful in terms of what it does for the human beings. And you make money from it if you do it well. The same thing is when I hear the word identity, that I have to change my identity. My time is up, it says. I do not change my identity no matter what I do. What I change is the way I communicate. There is this recipient adequate communication. When I speak to a 5-year-old boy or girl, I speak in different terms than when I talk to a student of 25. Or when I talk to a gentleman like Bharat, who, thank you for pointing that out. You say this next year you will turn 65. You have a life full of experiences in worlds and ways that I have no idea about. I personally do not believe that I can do more than ask you a question. As there's nothing in my life where I can say, that's true for you. No, it's not. You live a different life and you bring different, let's call it talents, let's call it gifts. But also some of us occasionally feel a bit afraid of our own shade. And that is when people avoid doing certain things. So thank you, Alifia, for pointing with your questions towards what are the shadows in your life. You keep looking into the bright light, which is partially blinding us, and we do not look in the shadows. And in the shadows may be things that are much more of an opportunity than us not seeing them make us believe. Sometimes the things you're most afraid of are the things we most desire. And I would like to leave it with that, Alifia, if that is okay for you.
Yeah, sure. Of course. I think we get probes from different listing and it just helps us to channel our thought process, and we always want to welcome that. So that's thank you, Klaus, for sharing that. And I want to give everyone this opportunity to announce in the chat one big uncomfortable action that you will do. Something that's out of your usual everyday, you will do something different. What's that one big uncomfortable action that you accept to do, which you know is a necessity? You may have to go learn. You may have to find a brand new. So I've been following a few people on YouTube, and the people who've gone next level successful, like probably in the B's of the billionaires and stuff, they have completely changed their identity. They're not what they were. They're not talking to the same people they were. Their whole networks have changed, and they've decided and opted to walk out of that network completely. So what's that one big uncomfortable action? Let's announce it in the chat.
Klaus wants to re-emphasize what he said.
Yes.
Alifia, I like to comment on something that you just said.
Sure.
When you look at the billionaires, there's in particular one where I would dare to say, from what's publicly available as information about the person, he was a questionable character when he started Face Mesh, and he's way more questionable, but on the same level of identity, now running Meta. That person didn't have ethics. That person didn't have respect for anybody. That person had one interest, self. And that's not necessarily true for everybody, but I believe.
So he evolved, right?
I don't think he evolved. He got worse. Intellectually, pure computing power on the brain getting more capable doesn't mean the person evolves.
Well, I think let's keep that for individual decisions, because, for example, our favorite president of the US, not everybody will, but in his own intention, whatever he's trying to set and whatever he's trying to do. But this is something for ourselves to self-reflect, not necessarily looking at what the others are doing or what you approve or don't approve or whatever. Let's do this self-reflection in terms of what's that one big change, what's that one big upgrade, if you will. What's that one big uncomfortable action that we are willing to go the extra mile that you've never done before? But you know, it could be AI, it could be implementing, it could be automating. Another way is, what is that one big action that you will do, which will keep giving you results for the whole year? What's that one action that you will install in whatever your process is right now, which will work on an autopilot for the rest of the year? What's that one big effort you can make in January, February, which will keep churning the wheel for the rest of the year? Maybe you train your staff, or something simple like that. Maybe you get the right person, or you put the right system, or you put a marketing engine. What's that one thing that you will do? Awesome. Awesome. Brilliant, Tivara. Declutter, very important. Repeat on less is more. Fantastic. Listening more and speaking less. That's great, Bharat. That's why he's already living that right now, this whole meeting. Excellent. We are like 3 minutes away from the close of our meeting today officially. And I want to open the floor if anyone wants to reflect, people who haven't spoken. Mani, come speak out a little bit, would it? Let's.
Alithia, can you make Anupama the host so that she can
She's already
copy
host.
this?
I made it already, dear. She's host. I'm not a host anymore.
Anupama, are you able
Welcome
to
back.
copy?
Yeah, we won't close the room until we finish the copying. Mani and Mudit, any thoughts from our silent spectators? Bharat, any thoughts from you from the silent goalsetter?
Actually, it's ongoing. 3 days of introspection
Brilliant.
and big lessons.
Anupama, any thoughts? Gaurav, what about you?
Well, it's good to assess, but tracking action is more important. So what you write down and what you track, follow through. It's good to have exotic plans, but unless you track how much progress you are making, you might be in la la land.
If you need an accountability partner, ask for it. This is your
Sure.
chance.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to volunteer to be that accountability partner to Gaurav? To make sure Gaurav is on his milestone of reinventing himself right now. And he's already taken the first 10 steps towards that journey. He needs to just bring
So
his
I'm
own.
working with a friend of mine called Sona Nambiar. She's my accountability partner currently.
Great. So this is what you need. You need to get an
Yeah.
Excel and then it's something as simple as that.
Right.
Excellent. Anupama, any final reflections?
Too many things. And as Klaus always says, listen and speak less, listen more, speak less. Bharat says the same thing. So that's what I'm planning to do in 2026. Listen more, listen to everyone, than rather than, going and taking my own decisions to begin with. So
I hope this exercise gave some clarity to everyone. And sometimes it's just good to give it that time because we know all this has to be done. Nothing is new to any of us. We've done it we've read it, we read books and it tells us the same thing. But sometimes I think it's about giving it that time and that group and that opportunity to speak up. And I'll take a feedback from Shantanu just before we close.
No. It was really nice, Olivia. I learn a lot from this. I always try to learn new things. That is I'm write down because I have always my diary with me. Whenever I feel that this is a very good sentence or word, I always write down. And we can use these words or sentences in your social life. That is what I am doing continuously. So I write down one nice analysis. That nice means need, interest, concern, and expectation. So we have to balance these things in our new coming year. That we should know what is our need. We should be interested in our business. We should concern what we are doing. And obviously, our expectations are always high and we have to follow them. So I think that is what I'm doing in this coming new year. So nice analysis. Everybody should do. Thank you.
Very nicely summarized. Beautiful summary for our conclusion. So, with that, I want to thank everyone for being there, and we look forward to seeing you every Saturday for the whole of 2026. Okay, cool.
Happy New Year to everyone.
I want to do a spot poll. Let me spotlight myself. 1 sec.
Anupama, if you can stop the YouTube lives since you're a host, just click on that down arrow.